This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Could this same approach go with Lego? I know it seems a little extreme, but there are some extreme cases of shopping addiction. Now, this is gonna definitely be a difficult video to make in a way because everybody's different, everybody has different income, everybody has different expenses. A lot of people have different access to different Lego and different prices. Some people are in totally different income brackets. And some people just react to addiction differently. So obviously when I make this video, I'm not trying to pinpoint anybody in general, obviously, but I feel like some people may get triggered by this nonetheless. So another reason this video is difficult to make is because, you know, the topic of addiction is sort of controversial anyways. It can make people feel uncomfortable talking about it. I've seen debates about whether it's a disease or not. So there's a lot of controversy kind of surrounding the topic. There's a lot of different things that are involved in this discussion. And I mean, everything from, again, like I said, just from the consumer's standpoint to just, you know, the things that are in marketing and advertisement that are there to kind of hook you or to play with your emotions, or whatever the case may be. For as much research as Lego has done on children's play, which they have done much, much more vast research than any other toy company, but they've also researched a lot about marketing and advertisement and what works and what doesn't. Alright, so what does the Merriam-Webster dictionary define as addiction? They say a compulsive, chronic, physiological or psychological need for habit-forming substance, behavior, or activity having harmful physical, psychological, or social effects and typically causing well-defined symptoms such as anxiety, irritability, tremors, or nausea upon withdrawal or abstinence. A strong inclination to do, use, or indulge in something repeatedly. Yeah, it sounds pretty clear. Now, I think to understand Lego addiction, I think it's important to kind of go back and understand, first of all, what compulsive behavior is. So a lot of people that recognize the word compulsive behavior, they think of maybe like OCD, you know, obsessive compulsive disorder. So there's like a lot of different directions you can go with this. All right, so we'll basically just start with compulsion right now. So that's something like repeatedly checking to confirm that the oven is off, possibly going to great lengths to do so, such as traveling home from work. That's like an extreme case of where you have to constantly check on things, and it can go on in a variety of different ways. Now, that kind of relates to compulsive shopping. So compulsive buying disorder is characterized by excessive shopping cognitions and buying behavior that leads to distress and impairment. And there's actually a term for people that have uncontrollable or compulsive desires to shop, and that is called oniomania, which is an obsessive or controllable urge to buy things. So, you know, compulsive buying behavior, you know, otherwise known as shopping addiction, is pathological buying or compulsive buying disorder, you know, and it is a mental health condition. So now that we kind of understand what that means, then you have to funnel that into Lego buying. Now, the whole thing about this is, and this can be split into a debate, but that's not what we're here for right now. But the whole thing is people can say like, oh, well, you should know to not buy stuff beyond your means and this and that. And that's true, don't get me wrong. The thing is about addiction is a lot of people, you know, don't realize what control that can have over your mind and how you can get sucked into that compulsive shopping nature. Now, of course, a lot of it is different. A lot of it's hereditary. A lot of it is just the way things are shaped as you grow up. And of course, a lot of it does fall in the beginning, of course, of just being irresponsible about spending or getting into things that you shouldn't be getting to or trying things that you know you shouldn't be trying. I've been addicted to two major things in my life. One was cigarettes, and I quit smoking cigarettes about, I don't know, 3 or maybe 4 years, 3.5, 4 years ago. I don't know, something like that. But the other was food. I have been extremely addicted to eating food since I was a teenager. the thing is, and I want to come back to this later, is I got a lot better with eating, and the main reason is because A, I eventually got type 2 diabetes, and B, my wife, Mrs. Hive, she actually helped me get myself under control. So we'll come back to that later. Okay, so we have compulsive buying. We also have addictive nature. Just those two things alone can cause many problems, everything from crashing into credit card debt to hoarding. You know, you buy tons of stuff and you don't let it go. And there's a lot of other things, but there's two things in particular I kind of want to discuss. One of them is being a completist. I also have to control myself when I see the helmets. You know, it's like I want to get them all. You know, I want to complete the collection. So there's also the whole FOMO thing, the fear of missing out. That's a serious thing as well. And you know, I've talked to people about this in the past, and you know, they've said, well, you know, just don't buy it right now, or wait to buy it, or you know. And I hear what you're saying. The problem with Lego is they put so many sets out. By the time I would have the money to buy the set I wanted, 10 more sets have come out that I want more. And then there's the other thing about you want to buy it right away because you're afraid it might not be in stock later, because we definitely know Lego has had an issue with keeping some things in stock. Alright, so now that we've discussed some of the problems with addiction and the things that come along with it, at least to a small degree, obviously, there's a lot more that goes into it, but let's go ahead and talk now about marketing, advertisement, things that companies, specifically Lego, things that they do to draw us in. And by all means, they're not doing anything illegal, and I've said a billion times before that, you know, we don't have to buy their stuff, but there's no denying that the things and the little tricks and stuff that they do are definitely not helping if you have a shopping addiction. So what are some of the things that they do? Well, one of the things is promos. That's always a big thing with any company, and Lego definitely has some great promos. And while they have many promos, the two that always appeal to most of us is the double VIP points and the gift with purchases. Now, the gift with purchases have been an interesting topic. I remember when I came out of my dark ages and I started seeing on the calendars that they used to have, which I'll talk about in just a second. But yeah, the gift with purchases, I was always like, wow, it is so awesome that Lego would do this, and I can't believe they can do this, and they just give away these sets, you know, even though you gotta spend this amount of money. And so I never quite understood how they did it. But then I read an article about Costco and about how they have their $1.50 hot dogs and soda, and they haven't changed that price ever, and they lose a lot of money on these hot dogs and soda because clearly they do not make as much as they spend on it. But the thing is, it attracts a lot of people and it keeps a lot of their customers loyal to them, and then they make tenfold. So like, you know, someone that stay loyal to them, you know, they might go in for some groceries and end up buying, you know, a TV, you know, and think of how many hot dogs that it would take to make up for that television. So they make out much better in the long run, and that's how Lego is with their gift of purchases. Yeah, they have a margin of loss, you know, making those gift of purchases. I mean, clearly because they have to make them, it's material, and then they ship them and box them and all this other stuff, just like they do any other set. So yeah, they lose out on the short term with those, but in the long term, they make out much better. I mean, think about when we have gift purchases and how we'll go run into the store to buy something we really don't need to buy, or we could have just waited on, but we buy it then and there because of the gift with purchase. And then Lego even does even more crazier stuff where, you know, they took away the calendar, and I still don't understand why they did this for any other reason than just to throw us off, because it's not like it was printed, you know, where they had to mail us a calendar. It was digital, so it's not like it was bad for the environment or anything like that. I remember the beginning of the year when they had the boutique hotel. I bought it on the 1st, and then at the end of the month, then they do the gift with purchase of the taxi that clearly went with that boutique hotel. The How about the forest hideout? They put that up right before the what was it, the big castle set? Like, come on, why would you guys do that? I mean, you know, the people that buy that castle set want that forest hideout. It goes with, you know, it just goes with it. So yeah, that's one of the tricky things they've done with the gift with purchases and stuff like that. So of course, then there's like exclusive things, regional things, even though I guess they weren't supposed to do regional things anymore, but whatever. You know, they spend a lot of money on advertisement. Obviously, there's commercials, you see things online, their social media presence is getting bigger and bigger. And then we have land members. You know, I'm not gonna just pinpoint all this on land members because myself included, we all promote Lego, but I definitely can't say I had the same kind of influence as land members do. But, you know, like I said, it's not like I'm trying to blame anybody. I'm just trying to point out all of the different factors that are involved in things that draw somebody into Lego or keep somebody hooked on Lego. Now, that doesn't mean that every single person is hooked on Lego like a lot of us may be, but there are a lot of us that are. And that's the biggest takeaway I wanted to get with this video was, you know, there was a lot of stuff that I missed. You know, it's like I said, it's a very, very big, wide topic that has a lot of different directions you can go in, a lot of different things you can debate about. But I just wanted to highlight that it couldn't just be me, you know? I figured it just can't be me that's just addicted to Lego. You know, I had to pull myself back. I spent way too much money for a long time on it. I bought things that I really shouldn't have bought. You know, clearly they've had me hooked on the double VIPs and gift with purchases and stuff like that. So, I don't know. If you don't have a problem and if you have plenty of money and whatever to spend on Lego and it's not an issue, then, you know, more power to you, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to bring anybody down. But if you do have an issue or if you think you might have a problem, you know, reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody. Maybe you don't, maybe you do, because just because you go on some shopping sprees or you go splurge, you know, here and there, it doesn't mean you're addicted to shopping. But if you know, if you show any of the signs of stuff that I've talked about, then yeah, it's definitely possible you might have a problem. So real quick before we end this video, I just wanted to kind of roll back to when I was talking about how I was addicted to food. And I have to be completely honest with you, it is extremely difficult trying not to eat junk food, you know, anything like unhealthy with the world that we live in today. Just like with Lego, you can't just pinpoint McDonald's, you can't just pinpoint Coca-Cola, you know, you can't just pinpoint, you know, these specific things because it's a broader subject than that. You know, it's about the individual, but it's also all these things that contribute to not helping. You walk into a gas station, what do you see? Junk food. You walk in, you know, it's almost like it's promoted more than eating healthy. I mean, junk food's more cheap to buy than healthy food. So with that being said, you know, you look at Lego. If you're trying to stop, you know, control yourself with buying Lego, really, you gotta kind of pull away from the community in a way. And listen, that is okay. Seriously, if you think you have a problem with buying too much Lego and you feel like you are addicted and can't really stop, or you see yourself going down a path that isn't good, then definitely pull back. It's okay. We're all still gonna be here. And the thing is, I just don't see really many, if anybody, really talking about it. I mean, we talk about, you know, the prices going up and, you know, certain things like that. But it seems like for the most part, when it comes to like buying when you shouldn't be buying, or racking up credit card debt, or lying about or hiding, you know, hiding Lego sets, it seems like, if anything, we all just joke around about it, and that's fine. I mean, if anybody knows me, it's fine. I don't care about joking about anything. It just doesn't seem like anybody talks about it seriously. So that's why I made this video. You know, I just wanted to just point out some of the things that's going on and seeing if anybody else has the same issues. I appreciate all of you watching so much, and sorry it took so long to make this video. It was a really difficult video to make, and I still don't really like the finished product, but you know, I keep changing it and changing it and changing it, so this is what was gonna have to come out. But I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. I hope all of you are having a great day or night, and that's about it. Peace out, everybody.